All right, guys, welcome back to the Hoops Nerd channel. It's your host, Hanson James. Let's talk about the Houston Rockets. I'm excited about what this team has done this year. I don't know how good the Rockets are going to be, but there's a few talking points out there I want to get to, and some things I think are getting a little bit overblown. It feels like with national media that it kind of becomes a thing where everyone accepts the narrative, that the narrative is this, and then everyone is afraid to say something outside of that narrative. The narrative with the Houston Rockets has kind of become, and I agree with it to some extent, is that they're either going to be super high, incredible, that the Russell Westbrook trade is going to be incredible, or they're going to just, the bottom's going to fall out and everything's going to go wrong and maybe they don't need to make the playoffs. I think that's a little bit extreme. I was watching Team USA play, and it kind of, for whatever reason, made me think about, I guess, the Rockets a little bit, but just players in general and what makes a good player. A good player is someone that just impacts the game. They use their talent and they impact a game in a way that makes the team win, whether it's offensively or defensively. And the thing that the Rockets will always have, whether it's with Chris Paul or Russell Westbrook, is that James Harden is an absolute force of nature on offense. He's just an imposing force of efficiency. When James Harden's on the floor, you're going to score well. And the thing that I think is getting a little lost in the Russell Westbrook trade, which honestly, I don't know how much better it's going to make them. I think Russell Westbrook just imposes his will on defenses and it forces them to bend and it opens shots for other players. And so I think that impact is going to be a little stronger with Westbrook. But Chris Paul was just a more efficient shooter and could score on his own. And I think that's part of the trade, is that Chris Paul was showing that in isolation, something that the Rockets do a lot of, it was falling off. And if he was on that team again this year, it wasn't going to go great. And so the trade made sense. It was expensive for a contract that seemed untradeable. So Daryl Morey is all in on the Russell Westbrook situation. But regardless of what happens with Russell Westbrook, you still have James Harden, MVP level player. The guy will score 25 to 30 points every single night, if not more. He will get you efficiency from other players because he passes to the right man at all times and gets the best shot available. Morey ball works. It's yet to be proven that in the playoffs it can get you a title, but it works. And maybe this is the season that it works. Honestly, the Rockets missed out on the finals because of missing an incredible amount of threes. But last season, it seemed like chemistry and stuff between players held them back because they should have beat the Warriors last season. Both last two seasons, you could argue they should have won. The focus is not working. Come on, camera. And so, guys, this team has a chance to be really good. And I think actually the difference I have in narrative with the Houston Rockets is that the floor is going to be higher than what people are saying because of James Harden. I mean, Russell Westbrook with the ball in his hands has James Harden as a three-point option off of him. And we've seen Harden and Westbrook play together in Oklahoma City, and it worked. And it was stupid that they traded Harden in the first place. And so they have a familiarity with each other. They're both superstars. They should be able to work it out. I think the Houston Rockets are going to be somewhere between 4-1. When the season is over, Houston is going to be up there because it's not like they gave up anyone else. They still have Clint Capella. They still have PJ Tucker, Eric Gordon, a solid group of players. Danielle House. I can't remember if Austin Rivers is on this team still. Is Austin Rivers on the team still? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But I think this team is going to be really solid, and I'm excited to see. Now, I think their floor is number 4 in the West. Their ceiling is title. Let's say Russell Westbrook comes in and is just an absolute destructive force on the Rockets because he's never really had the space that he will have in Houston. Maybe that just takes them to a whole nother level. And maybe, I don't know. To me, that seems very likely that they have just more space for Westbrook, who has tapered off a little bit in the last few years, but that could be a spacing thing. So he comes in, maybe the spacing is incredible, and things go haywire, and the Rockets win when they couldn't before. And Daryl Morey looks like a hero. Maybe that happens. I don't know. But I will say that the thing to watch with the Houston Rockets this season is just how much they gel. Can Westbrook and Harden really gel together? And not even just on the court, but off the court. Because now we've got lots of situations with Harden where he's not able to get with Chris Paul. Probably a Chris Paul issue, but worth noting. with former coaches that have been let go because of Harden. And it's just something to watch. Can those guys gel? Because they're both ball dominant guys that are going to want the ball. They're both superstars. They're both legends. They're both going to want the ball. Can they coexist? Can one be okay letting the other be the guy? Is that something that the Rockets and Westbrook and Harden can do? Because if they can, there's a chance they're incredible. If not, then it was a failed mistake, but I think it was a risk worth taking, you know? So anyways, I am excited to watch the Rockets. Guys, like and subscribe to this channel. It's more and more coming on. I went through a terrible car accident. The burns have healed on my arms, but now I'm healthy. And here we go. And videos almost every day. I got to try. I got to stop being lazy and playing Skyrim. I bought a Wii or a Switch. Talk to you later, guys.